Hey y'all, welcome to House of Knitting. I have no idea what episode this is. Maybe 5 or 6?
Sounds right.
No, it's probably more than that.
I think it's 7.
6.
I think your last
I think it might be 7. It might be 7. Who knows? It is Saturday, January the 24th, 2015. The only reason I know that is tomorrow is my 30th birthday. Yes, it is.
Happy birthday!
Woo!
Joining us old people.
30.
Are you in the old people? No, you're not.
Not yet.
Okay,
You're not.
good. That's
So-
good. Enjoy it.
If you're wondering,
Yes,
or
my
if
mother,
you're
I am.
quick, I guess, you'll notice that there's more people in your screen. And that's because I'm actually with some friends today. I think hanging out with knitting friends the day before your birthday is amazing.
That's great.
Because you know the day of the birthday is like, I guess, family,
Yeah.
husband, that kind of stuff. But doing this the day before is amazing. So I'm Kristen, also known as Mama Holmes on Ravelry, Mama Holmes NC on Instagram, N as in Nancy, and the Mrs. K Holmes on Twitter. And I'll let my friends introduce themselves. Whoever wants to go first.
I'm Maria. I'm Elegant Economy on Ravelry and Elegant Economy Knits on Instagram. And I'm on the other places too, but I'm pretty much only on Instagram. If you want to find me, if you actually want to communicate with me, it'll be Instagram.
And I'm Faith, and I'm there in solo on pretty much everything now.
How do you spell that? Took me a second.
TharenSolo.
Okay.
I write the Faithfully Geeky blog at faithfullygeeky.com. I just got my own domain.
Ooh,
It's very
that's exciting.
Maria, you have a blog too.
Yeah, I'm eleganteconomyknits.com, but the blogging kind of fell by the wayside. It's more of a website with my patterns on it.
Hey. Because Maria is a designer. That's
Yeah.
right.
We try.
She is. Make sure you go check out her designs. She just did the graceful pullover, which you've probably heard of if you've listened to any other podcasts that I talk about on my podcast. So, yeah, go check it out. It's really cute. It's a perfect...
The adult version's coming out in like 3 weeks. Yeah.
You heard it first, guys.
Yeah, you
heard it
did.
first. So, we are together. Maria is hosting a Jamboree party tonight. So, her and some girlfriends are going to hang out with me, and we're going to do manicures. So exciting.
And so those are my kids in the background that you're probably hearing.
Yeah.
My
you might
husband
hear
is
them.
being wonderful and watching my kids while we do this.
It'll be okay.
They're
Okay.
cute.
They're
They
cute.
are.
That's good. Mine's cute too. It helps when they're cute.
It does help a lot when they're
Yeah,
cute.
especially on those really rough days.
And they just got up from nap, so all their voices are all cute sounding. They're not whining yet.
Oh,
That'll be in a couple hours.
yeah. And we'll be done by then.
There you
I
go.
promise. So, let's see. I guess we can start. I don't think I have any housekeeping other than if you are interested or unofficial knitting along with me during the year of the sweater, the year of the fit. I have done a couple of roundups on the blog that you can go check out. The first one is a basics post. It's more of like roundup of links that I've been finding. So the first one talks about swatching and measurement and lists some resources that I've been using recently.
Uh-huh.
And then the second post that I put up was, the first post was sweater problems, which is the whole inspiration for the year of the sweater. And then the second post was the basics. So go over to my website. I'm not that official. My blog.
Oh, they're all the same thing.
They're still, yeah.
Sorry, IT person here.
house-of-homes.blogspot.com. You'll also find show notes there. Make sure you head over to the Ravelry group and join the group. Thank you to all of those who have joined recently. I kind of had an influx of a few members, so I'm glad that you're
Cool.
hanging out with us. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for housekeeping. I don't have show notes I don't have a list in front of me that tells me what to do, so you get what you get. And that's just it. Sorry. January is very busy for me, so there you go. So let's start with talking about, as I try to pick up the stitches for this heel.
Do you want someone else to talk?
Yeah. Let's start talking about what we are knitting. Whoever wants to go first.
I went first last time, babe.
Okay. I'm in the middle of a row. Oh wow.
So am
Okay.
I.
Podcaster problems.
I'm not used to this. All my stuff's photos. Okay, so I am knitting. If I can untangle all my little pieces of yarn. The Chuck, which is a pullover.
Oh, that's so cute.
By Andy Satterland for her Selfish Sweater KIL. She's doing a special on offer pullovers. And it's in, I wrote the tag somewhere, Quinson Company, Lark, and
my
the
favorite yarn.
honey colorway.
I have to admit, I have not tried Quincy.
I bought this on a D-Stash,
Okay.
as I do pretty much all my yarn.
That's a great way
One
to go.
day I will blog about that, because it's quite the adventure.
I'm sure,
But,
actually.
I love it. I knit the ribbings a little bit shorter than it's supposed to be to make it a little more cropped because I have a very specific dress I want to wear. It over.
Okay.
But yeah, I love it. If
That's
I
really
actually just worked on this, I'd be done by now. But
Of course
it's a lot
not.
of fun.
Why should you knit without
That's boring.
I don't really.
Quincy?
Do you want me to do all three or just one?
Do all three.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I brought other things.
I'm still picking up stitches.
Okay. I get to talk. Until Kristen's done. I also have a colorwork sock going. This is
Oh wow, that's
This
not
is
one
the
of those. Let's see.
it's a
What's the? Okay, so it's not the one that like self.
so it's
Fair
a
Isles,
self
like the Regia?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
no, it's not. It's a
Oh my god.
2-color sock. It's a self-striping and then a solid. So it's the All Tricks No
that's-
Trick All Treats sock pattern. Knitting it out of Desert Vista Dye Works in her pink colorway that she did over the summer.
See, I'm always scared to
I
do.
love the floats on the inside. Here, let me show it.
I
So you guys
love
can see
that
it. This
sock
is the
pattern.
sock.
I'm always scared to do color work for socks because
This is my
I
first
love
one.
color work. I do. I mean, I do a lot of color work, but I'm
Yeah.
scared to do it with socks because I'm afraid they're not going to stretch enough.
This is my first one. And
Does it fit?
It fits.
Wow.
It's way more stitches than I would normally cast on.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, it fits. Do you want to try it on?
Try.
Go ahead.
Go for it. You get the chance now. It was actually written for Nomadic Yarns, which is the first place I saw Ashley's yarn.
Oh.
So it's a little tight at the heel, but it
Gotcha.
should go.
There we go.
Ooh, it's inside.
I
Oh, wow.
love it. That's such
That
a
fits
cool.
here.
There you go.
Yeah, that self
Could be
striping
a football.
on the gray is amazing. I love it.
I really, really like it. So I'm super excited about that. And then I just have I always have leg warmers.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I always have leg warmers on the needles, so.
I love your leg warmers.
Thank you.
I love the way you wear them.
She's wearing them right now.
Yes.
I don't know if you
I
can
can
see.
pick up my foot.
I need to start making more leg warmers because I
There you
really like. I made leg warmers for all of my sisters for Christmas last year. I still don't have a pair.
No, you need to knit
I'm
some.
like classic shoemakers.
So clearly
children
I'm not
scenario.
a good podcaster because mine are all tangled up in my bag. But
No, what's
it's
going on?
the Vanity Fair leg warmers.
What size needle are you knitting your socks on?
My socks are on a 1.
Okay.
Or they're on the sock rocket, so it's like a 0.5 or something.
Did you adjust it all for the
No.
for the
It's just the
Oh.
stitch count. Okay. It's bigger.
oh okay, you said that, yeah.
And so then these are knit on a 3 and a 1. Oh, this is Countess of Leaves, and then hers for the Rainbow's darker sparkle base because she had a sale with free shipping, and it comes from the UK. So I was like, oh, let's have it.
Oh my gosh. Can you, I don't think you can pick up the sparkle.
Probably
That's
not.
Probably not, but
That's really
It does have
pretty.
it is a sparkle base though. It's pretty.
Oh, and it's got that cool pico.
yeah. So it's got a
Can you
pico
show the pico?
edging,
There you go.
and then
There we go. Well, I was trying.
you knit on a bigger needle up to the
Oh.
ribbing, and then the ribbing is on a smaller needle.
Okay.
and then you go back and you put in on buttons on the ribbon.
Oh, I see.
Cute.
Yeah.
So it's this way, you wear it this way?
Yeah, you wear it like that.
Okay. And then like over flats, I guess?
Yeah.
Or
that
even
kind of the
boots. Like once you block that picot out, it would be really cute
Over a boot.
over a boot.
So I try to make a pair of leg warmers once a year. So this is this winter's
That's really
this
fun.
winter's pair.
So cute. This is
Right.
a Jan Smiley bag. I recognize
yeah.
this bag
Oh, yeah.
from Saf.
Yep.
Yes.
I love this
Oh, that's the
bag.
Sash bag.
Yep. She did that kit.
That's right. That
The
was
pattern
Anne's,
from
Anne's
Anne.
pattern.
Yeah.
Yep.
Carolina Fiber Girls. Yeah.
So I have that knit yet. I need to.
The pattern.
Kit buyer.
Kick
I'm a horrible kit buyer.
Okay, those are my whips. Somebody else talk.
Sweet. That's it?
That's it.
I
This
just
is the
finished
three
a row,
I've
so
got.
I can talk.
Awesome.
Are you
What are you
thinking?
knitting? Oh, no, but you can talk.
I am working on a cowl. This is actually a new pattern for Infinite Twist. So this is actually one of her sampler kits. I don't remember if this is a new kit or just my favorite colors of a kit she already had. Because I did ask for grays and reds. But it's gonna be it's gonna be seamed
Ooh.
like this, and it's super long, and will just drape everywhere. It's super heavy and drapey. I think it's all chunky weight ish. There's a lot of weights in here, so that's why I did it on. It's on 10.5 needles. It has flown. I cast it on Thursday. Wait, today's Saturday. So last Thursday. So it's been over a week.
Oh, okay.
And I have hardly made an effort to work on it, and it's almost done.
It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
So, and I just got a leather blazer from the thrift store that this will be going with. I'm very excited about it. But yes, I don't know. It's got all these random textures. So the sampler kit is, it is exactly what it sounds like. So I think it's got some of her helix in it. I think it's got some of her, I can't pronounce anything of her yarn because it's all Chinese,
Yeah.
like intentionally, which is cool. But actually, I love Infinite Twist yarn. This is my second design for her. So I'm really
Yeah,
enjoying
I
this
love
one.
it. I love the colors.
I really want a sweater out of this. What? I do. I might like red.
It's awesome though. I'm thinking too, like it would even. That's a really good use for a hand spun.
Oh yeah, this would be because I think it is
Because
hand
I
spun.
think her yarn is
Oh.
hand spun.
The helix is not. That's a mill spun.
Okay.
And I don't know about this one. I had not seen this one on. I don't know if you could see this. This one's my favorite. There were several in the kit like this. They've got this I don't know. I need to ask her
It's
what
like
it
a
is.
marled.
It's like a
like,
marled, but it's got this nylon.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
nothing about spinning. One of you two can tell me what that is.
That would be
it's
It's like a nylon
not
rope,
coarse, but
or it's not rope,
like
but
it's
like a
plied or
thread.
so which gives it kind of like
Yeah, it's definitely private.
a homespun spun sparkly look, if that's
Yeah.
possible. If you know what I'm saying.
Gorgeous. Close you can see
And it makes it look more structured and not too all over the place.
That's washing it out really, really bad. But you can kind of see it right there. Like there's like a thread.
Yeah.
That it's spun with.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome.
When this kit came in the mail, because I told her I wanted reds and grays, and when
Yeah.
it came in the mail, I was like, oh, it's
And
so much prettier than I thought it would be.
yeah, and this yarn, like it might, I don't know if it's doing it or not, I can't tell, but it has different shades.
Yeah.
So like this right here is a
Yep.
red. This down here is kind of like a grayish green. And then this
There's
down
like a
here,
purple in there?
yeah. This down here is a black. Then there's a little bit of a lighter red. There's some purple in there. It's really cool.
The overall effect of it is a medium dark gray.
Yeah.
It's actually striped in this section here.
Yeah.
If you can't see it all on the camera, but anyway, so no, I really have been having a lot of fun with this. I really want a sweater out of it actually, because like I said, that could be most of the sweater right there,
Yeah.
and it took me a week today. So I'm kind of like, I might need some of this, that gray, which
Yeah.
is the one she just showed you. I
Yeah.
think. I might need a sweater out of that.
It's really pretty.
And
I-
on
Yeah, I don't think that I've ever seen her yarn like in person. other than I saw that. No, I didn't see that one. Yeah, I have never seen it in person, and to be honest with you, it's pretty amazing. Like,
It really is. And she's got a bunch of different stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just really fun.
yeah,
And she does mostly kits, so it's kind of hard to buy. Like, oh, I want this. She like
there's a pattern.
she puts
in the
together.
yarn.
Yeah, she puts together a yarn for the pattern, and I think the helix you can buy by the skein. And I think even I don't know what the name of the basic hand spun she has. She has a couple different hand spuns. And she's got new stuff coming out all the time. So you should go to her blog, infiniteTwist.com. You should just go check out all of her things.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool too because she's the one that does needles. Like you can buy the kit.
It comes with needles.
It comes with the needles.
Actually, oh no, I'm not using those needles right now. I love those needles actually. I kind of need all of them.
That's really cool.
I don't think I only have one, but I need to tell her the rest of them.
Yeah.
But no, and I love like her business in general. Like it's actually all the hand spun is actually done by women who've kind of been displaced. I didn't understand this, but like the way the Chinese economics work, like if you move from the town you were born in, you actually all of those safety nets that the government has put in place, actually you don't get to benefit from. But sometimes they come from such a rural area that it's worth losing that safety net to move to the city. But then you've got these women who are in these big cities and they don't have those safety nets and they need jobs and they end up working these like a zillion jobs trying to give their kids something more than anyway. So she's putting some of these women to work just spinning at their homes, which that's just I don't know, that just speaks my language on so many levels. So I'm so honored to be doing anything for her design wise. So anyway, so that's what I'm working on. And also just pulled this out of some Knit More Girls terminology, Area 51. It's really what I started this a year ago, and I decided I will never ever design lace. So this is like kind of cathartic for me to just knit something that I won't be going, well, if I had designed it, I would do this, and this differently, which is how I always think about sweaters.
Right. Yeah.
So the lace has been fun. This is the Mariposa shawl by, don't know the designer's full name, but it's Made in Brooklyn. Like Maiden is an Maiden, Made in Brooklyn. So this is the Mariposa shawl. And I'm making it out of this gradient I bought at the Carolina Fiber Festival 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know if you can see it. It's just really cool. And I kind of regretted buying it shortly after because I kind of thought they were old lady colors. And then this year, the Pantone color of the year is Marsala.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's it now. My husband would totally get on my case for that. He's like, how do you like it this year and don't like it last year?
That's just how it
I was like, I don't explain it. I'm sorry. So that's the other thing I kind of pulled out. And it's actually been really fun.
Is the dyer on that?
The dyer, I'm sorry. That was what I was going to say. It is Wool's Yarn Creations. This is actually a cotton.
I've seen her stuff at SAP.
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
just got big because I went to check out her Etsy shop and there was nothing on there. She doesn't have an update until February.
Oh wow.
There used to always be stuff on her shop, but it's really beautiful. It's cotton, so it's not really my favoriteest to knit with.
Yeah.
And I need to figure out different needles. These are the acrylics that Knit Picks used to have, which actually I know. I love them for wool. Actually, I know some people don't like acrylic, but I actually really like them. But I kind of feel like it's this weird war between shoving them by my needles and then them wanting to jump off my needles. Mm-hmm. So like, shoving the stitches. So it's like the worst of both worlds. For this particular yarn. So the cotton is not my favorite to knit with, but it does create the gradient. The way she does the gradient actually makes it look really cool. So
yeah, I love the gradient.
This is the Desert Day 4 colorway. Because she does them a couple different directions, and they come in different size cakes. Mm-hmm. So the same colorway is actually... So you could get it with the gray on the outside.
Yeah.
Or the beige or whatever it is. This is, 100% cotton. I think there's about 900 yards of this.
Yeah, 865 yards, 180 grams.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I might have to add a repeat or something to this, because this is supposed to use 700 to 800. yards, and I really want to get to the red. Like, the red is why.
Yeah.
The red is why I bought the yarn. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to like
Or
continue
you
the
could
pattern
just
until I use it. Or maybe
you
I'll
could just pull from the outside. Like you could knit until you're done, and then you could just start pulling from the red.
Or if I'm not using it fast enough, I might just up the needle size.
Yeah.
Because that would block out beautifully anyway.
Yeah.
And make it bigger. It's supposed to be a huge shawl. It's supposed to, the wingspan's 80
Yeah,
inches.
it looks huge. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, but it's like netting. Like it'll probably go really, even though it's huge. I'm already on clue 3, and there's only 7 clues.
I think that netting look, it's like the yarn overs.
But it looks
yarn
like
over knit two together. I think is what it usually is, but it's really in right now. Like a lot of shawls that I'm like queuing and gravitating towards have that netted look.
Well, and there's some direction to it, so it's not. I don't know. If you do it right, it's not boring at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
So and there's this cool technique in the middle that kind of like, I don't know. It's just got a couple directions, even though it's a simple knit two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is what that last chart is.
Yeah,
it is yarn over knit two together, but they do it a couple different directions, and then there's this weird little 3 into 3 stitch that I'd never seen before.
Which is probably what
that's what that is. Yeah. So, anyway, you should check this shawl. And actually, Made in Brooklyn does a ton of gorgeous shawls.
Is it a paper pattern or a free pattern?
I think it was paid for. I think it was. But it's actually really clearly written, and there's not a lot of extra fluff. She just gives you the charts, tells you how to use the charts. And
that's good. That she tells you how to use the charts.
Wait, yeah, that's true. And I have not hit an error yet, and I'm on the 3rd one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very no frills. I mean, there's not a lot of gorgeous layout wonderfulness, but it's very clear, and the photography is very good, so you can actually see, like, that 3 into 3. I looked at the chart, and I was like, what? I've never seen that before.
That's a lot.
I used
How many charts are there?
7. Yeah. But they're never repeated.
Okay.
They're just... So once you're done with a chart, you go to the next one.
Oh, I like that.
That's good.
It's actually very motivating, because once you make your chart, you're done.
That's really nice.
So yeah, not a lot of those, but
I love it.
It. I'm excited about it.
I can't wait to see it finish, especially in that gradient.
This I feel like this shawl screams for gradient. But. So that's what I'm looking for.
Awesome sense. That's it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
you have design stuff going on.
Yeah,
too, right?
I've been I'm like sprinting to push it. Like Janice Picker, Carolina Power Girls, who's also my graphic designer, is waiting for she will start my graphic design stuff on Monday morning. Oh boy! I'll be done by then. Oops. So I have not been doing a lot of knitting.
Maria might be a little bit of a
No. I might not more than I can chew.
No, okay, that's totally
more
different.
my problem.
I can relate to that. Totally. Okay, so you ready for a parade of this?
Yes.
Listen, y'all. I think that I need to make my 2015 goal to be a monogamous winner.
No,
because
it's not fun to be monogamous.
Listen, but I have so many patterns. I have so many projects going, but I don't want to knit on them. I just want to cast on something else. And so,
see, casting on actually makes me nervous.
Oh.
Am I weird? Like, I hate casting projects on.
I
like to be I like to be 2 inches into them, and from then on, that's when I like them.
I think the cast on is like my high though, because how many times have I casted something on, knit for a little bit, and been like, I really don't like this, and ripped it out. You don't know, because usually what I do is if I don't get it, if I put the project in, okay, that's how I work. I find the project, I create the project in Ravelry, start the project. If I don't like it, I don't frog it, mark it as frogged. I just delete it.
Yeah, because that's depressing.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
And look at
Why do you want to see all the stuff you never finished?
See, I think I have a problem because I get a high from casting one. That's just what happens.
Yeah.
I just need to learn to
I do have a lot. I have a lot of. There's a whole drawer back there of stuff that I absolutely have decided I'm not
I
going to
can't handle that. If it's like sitting somewhere in a bag, I feel like I have to finish it. But to just rip it out that's another high for me. Whatever.
That's a weird one.
I know.
The Castellano.
There's so much liberation though in just ripping it out. Like just knowing that you're not going to knit it, get it off my mind, literally get it off my project page, and just keep on with it. That's just how I am. Whatever. All right, so here we go. This is a vanilla sock because I'm just boring with that. I think I showed this to you last time. It's the Knit Pick Stroll hand painted in the Make Believe colorway. It's my regular vanilla sock, so top down, slip stitch heel, yep, gusset, heel foot, but yeah, and then knit foot. So yeah, and I have an obsession with winding the yarn now, so that's what I've been doing. It's kind of pretty like that, right? I was those 50 gram skeins of Cascade. I was winding them because I definitely went pulling a winder after that. So that's what I'm knitting. I'm knitting them on my sock rockets because I couldn't find my DPMs. Go figure.
Which do you prefer?
Well,
bigger DPM.
I like DPNs, but I really like the sock rockets.
They're
I
on my
will not.
wish list.
I am like past the Knit Picks magic loop with my socks. I don't really like to use the Knit Pick needles to magic loop my socks for some reason.
I don't think I use them either.
I think it's because of the join, maybe. In those, I feel like the join is not so bad in the larger needles, but it's worse in the smaller needles, if that makes sense.
I think I use Addy Turbos when I
Yeah.
and I use those eBay. I actually love the ones that everybody's been buying.
Yeah.
I actually love those.
I like a 40-inch cable though when I'm magic loop.
Oh, you can
I know, but I made the mistake of buying a 32.
But they're like $8 for a whole other
They're
set.
like $5. I just looked out the other day. And they have DPNs. They have a whole set of DPNs.
No, I don't think they have those.
So, and I think they're bamboo and they're metal. And
I have
Okay,
both.
someone needs to send me this one.
I'll send
'cause I
you a
haven't
link.
seen them yet.
They have a lot. This
There's
one
several
website
sellers
has
that do.
a lot. It's the
Cherry
90 or whatever it is.
Yep.
I'll link it in the show notes. But
I
they-
actually really like their
Yeah.
those needles are.
they're selling those acrylic tips or acrylic needles. They're like different colors.
Oh
They're
wait, I did
selling-
see. I don't know if I saw. Wait, they have the circulars that way.
No, maybe not the circular.
They have
but
long
definitely
ones.
the long ones.
I bought those because they have like pretty little, like
Yeah.
they're like little girl chunky size.
Yeah,
I bought some
cute.
for my girls. Even
Yeah.
though it will be a while.
that's what in it. Yeah, and they have the
Now I do. I didn't.
the ring counters, row counters.
Yeah.
They have them for super cheap. Stitch markers.
Oh, I bought
was
ink
looking-
fun. Oh, and they have these. I bought
Yes.
a row gauge, but I had to write the American sizes on them.
Yes.
They had metric. What I need to do is then also write. So the sizes they come in, I believe I've done. It's the UK/Canadian
Yes,
size,
it is.
Oh.
Yeah. I just
It-
realized that the other day when I was trying to use it.
which go backwards
Mhm.
from American sizing, and sometimes there's not exactly an equivalent. So I
Yeah.
think one of my favorite sizes is actually their size 16 is actually not a size.
Yeah. It's not.
It's 1.685
yeah, it's a weird
millimeters.
number.
It's
Yeah.
a weird. So there's no equivalent
Yeah.
in either metric or.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously metric because you can measure how many millimeters it is,
but-
but that's not a standard size that's made. It's one of my favorites to knit by.
I need to take a picture of that because I'm really lazy and I don't like to go find this.
Well, that's why I wrote it here. I actually have a chart.
I take a picture of it.
Where did I put my chart? See my ugly. I actually went through and wrote everything down because, like, if you Google it and find the Wikipedia article on the different sizings, it's way too confusing. So what did I write down? I wrote this huge. Anyway, sorry, you can keep talking.
Oh,
I'm just suddenly.
she's looking for the sizes.
Did I write it? Sorry, this is my. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I couldn't keep track of. So these are the sizes that the eBay needles come in, and sometimes they're like there isn't an equivalent anyway.
Yeah. It's if you have them, you'll know. Sometimes it's really hard to figure out what size you're knitting with because there's not an equivalent size. So I'll make sure to take a picture of that and put it in the show
Yes,
notes,
this is the
because
picture you want,
Maria's-
not this one.
She's done all of the She's done all the work for you. For me, really. Let's just be honest. So a couple weeks ago, it was really cold in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
And like really, really cold. Like we were like 9 degrees one day, which is, it didn't stay at 9 degrees, but it started up at 9 degrees.
Yes.
And so I had to
When
run
I'm from
errands with
Pennsylvania,
Xander,
I'm
and
allowed to
he didn't have any mittens. His mom's a bad mom, and so I cast on mittens for him. I finished one.
Where'd you get your pattern?
Here we go. I
Did you
took
just fake?
no, because I don't like to do math, so I don't figure out the numbers. You're a designer, you can figure out numbers,
I
but I don't
doing
figure out
it
numbers.
for something obvious. I hate
So
having. To
I
figure out
actually
too.
went to the maze. What's that tin can that's patterned? That's the
Oh,
fingerless mitt and the glove. I think they're called maze.
Amazing.
Maize. And I use their numbers, and I don't like the look of the mitten. Okay, that's not really the truth. I don't know if this is really the case, but there was a lot of purling, and I hate the purling around. I told you I'm lazy. And so, I don't mind doing ribbing in the round, but straight up purling, I can't stand it. So I just use the numbers from the maze glove.
Okay.
And do it that way. And this is the children's size, because he's not a toddler anymore, because he's 3 now. So I have one done, and then it got warm again. And so I decided that I didn't need to knit on it anymore. So I just have the little cuff done of the next one.
You could knock that out in like an episode of something.
Seriously. Really? I know.
I actually just bought the Ann Bud's big book of patterns for that exact reason, because my kids need mittens, and yes, I'm a designer, and actually when I want to sit down and want to make mittens for my kids, I don't remember doing that. I just want to knit.
Do you know what the worst part about this is I'm at the end of the ribbing, and I need to put in markers for the thumb. And
that's too much work because you have to count.
because I have to find markers.
Oh, I can give you 2.
No, that's okay. Not right now. So anyway, and I'm knitting it out of Knit Pick Swish worsted. I had some left over from my Onward shawl that I knit. The Shannon Cook pattern, but I love that shawl. And there's 2 skeins left over. So one skein was used in the hat that I knit for him, the colorwork hat.
Cute.
I can't remember the name, so this will match. And he wears this cute little leather bomber winter
Oh
coat.
my gosh.
My kid is
It
so,
looks so World War
cute.
One.
So cute. Anyway, so that was that. And I don't know what size needle they're knit on. I'll have to look at my project page.
Here,
These don't have
okay.
these don't have the 5s. Nope. 6s. They're 6s, US 6, which is 4 millimeters. So yeah, I just need to knit them. I love the superwash.
Is that the
The
superwash wool of the Andes, or is that Swish?
It's Swish.
Okay, I've not tried superwash wool of the Andes yet.
I'm not either. Okay. I'm not either. Have you?
No.
I haven't tried it
They
yet.
definitely don't have that available for this
Yeah, you know.
Oh, you like their sport?
Knit picks, you're really lacking on the sport weight
The saga of the
on the
sweater. I cannot
website right now. So I hope that they're coming out with something new, because Faith needs sport weight.
I need
from
some
you.
more sport weight.
I don't know why you got rid of stroll sport weight, but you did. Anyway, sorry.
We're not bitter or anything.
We're not bitter. No. And
Might
I
have been a
don't
rant earlier.
remember. Yeah, it might have been just a little bit. I don't remember the colorway of the yarn, but it's a gray. Go figure. Let's see.
A gray heather. I'm so sorry.
It's a gray heather. I want to say it's not oyster, but I want to say that's what it is. But it's
No, because oyster is what I showed you.
Dove. No, it
Looks
doesn't
like
matter
Dove.
what it is. It might be Dove, but who cares? Let's see. Okay, so I went on a shawl knitting kick.
You cast on more things.
I guess it on more things. I can't help it.
What bag is that? Is that
This is a fat squirrel. A long time ago. Yeah,
Back
a
when you
long
could
time
get
ago. Back when you could get fat squirrel. Yeah. So this is the Antarcticus shawl. It's a paper pattern. I don't remember the designer, but it's just a wee little bit of a shawl.
Is it this pattern?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's on my iPad. I'll pull it up just a second. And it's knit out of marigold gin,
That's pretty.
African violet in her alpaca nylon base, I believe is what it is. Fingering weight, 438 yards. It's tonal. It's gorgeous. Or Kel dyed. It's gorgeous. It's got little blips, little light spots. It's beautiful. And this is being knit for. It's on. I'm so scattered. I'm sorry. It's on size 5 needles, and it's being knit for my Treat Yourself cowl with the Innis Knit Girls. Because I'm not that I don't knit for other people, because I definitely don't. But I've been waiting to cast on this yarn and just thought this is a good time to do it.
Yeah.
So yes.
This might actually be my year of knitting for other people. Like everyone talks about, oh, it's time to knit for me. I'm like, I'm actually real jerk about my knitting for the most part.
Worst time doing that.
My kids haven't had a sweater for them in a really long time, and I'm starting to actually feel pretty, like my youngest does not have a sweater I made for her.
Yeah, you have to make 3. You can't just make one.
Well, I kind of, if I were to just make one, it would be for her, which doesn't make any sense. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm actually going to cast on a sweater for Elsie, which doesn't make any sense because I've already made her a sweater. Caddy doesn't have a sweater at all. She's wearing Elsie's hand-me-down. It's okay. I still forgot. Sorry.
No mom judging here. I mean, Xander has a couple of sweaters for me. Sam, my husband wants a sweater so bad he can't stand it, but he's 6'3".
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the sweater he picked out was seamed. It's a Brooklyn tweed pattern. Slade.
Okay. You're going to get me on my seam pick. I actually prefer seam sweaters.
I think a seam sweater would be great over a seamless raglan sweater for Sam because he's 6'3".
Yeah, that would cut.
That's a huge sweater.
And ever.
Oh my gosh, it's good. I know your blanket.
Which Brooklyn tweed? Maybe we can.
It's a Brooklyn tweed pattern, and it's super easy. I looked at the construction of it, and it's not like, because sometimes Brooklyn tweed patterns can really test your, I think they can really test your level as a knitter. But this one seemed pretty easy, so maybe that'll be in the, I've looked at yarn for him and just not ordered it, because I haven't committed myself to it.
I just will not let him knit him anything.
Oh, really?
I make him gloves to wear under his hockey gloves when we were dating, and I make him one pair of fingerless mitts when we got married. That's it. He doesn't wear hats.
He doesn't want them?
He doesn't want a sweater. He won't wear socks. So
just in general, that he's not a sweater sock kind of guy, or he doesn't want your hand?
He's not a sweater sock
guy.
And he's not a hat guy either. So he's like, I was like, do you want me to knit you like a hat or something? He's like, maybe new mittens, but that would be it. I'm not making you wear mittens. You already have 2 pair.
Yeah.
Huh. My husband's great. He demands nothing and wears everything.
That's nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But he hasn't, because he I think I haven't made it anything in a really long time.
My husband will be like, so, you've
Just
been
finishing
editing a lot
another
of things for yourself lately. And I know you have some skeins of Miss Babs in your stash that I picked out at SAF. I think you want to knit something for me?
Oh, that's my sister.
My
sister.
Oh, I didn't think of Yowza. Is that what you picked out?
No, I have Beaver Slide dry goods actually picked out.
Ooh.
They're sport weight. They have a really generous skein of sport weight.
Oh, I forgot about it.
And it's really affordable. But
I've looked at them.
I need to buy a skein and swatch it and see if it bothers him because their yarn has
kind of
mohair
rustic.
in it.
Oh,
And it is rustic. And it has a very small mohair content. And so I think I just need to.
Didn't Amy Beth say that that's kind of, I never heard this before, that that's kind of nature's nylon?
It is.
I'd never heard that. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I'm almost kind of like, I want to try to support local when I can. I mean, they're not local to us, but
Small.
Yeah. So if I can afford it, then I would like to do it. And so that would definitely be a splurge. So I have enough sweaters.
Miss Babs is kind of small and local.
Yeah, but I've knit with Miss Babs in a sweater. I did an effortless cardigan in it, and it just is really fuzzy. So it's not wearing as good as I would
is it merino?
want it. Yeah, it's super expensive.
I was kind of, I appreciate
I
when
love
Amy
Miss-
Beth said, I don't like merino. said it.
I love Miss Babs, but I don't know that I'll knit a sweater out of the Yalza because of that.
Silk is the merino silk blends are actually starting to be my favorite
Yeah.
because there's that silk content really does seem to add a little bit.
And I love to spin merino silk. So I'm thinking that that would be a good sweater too. But yeah, I need to just buy a scan of Beaver Side and see if you really can wear it.
I think I want to just try something basic like wool and superwash or something for my because that's the other thing. Like knitting for not me scares me. Knitting a large garment that isn't. I can go woo. Oh, it doesn't fit. Rip it out. Like I have to actually,
but
match it to something.
The thing about wool of the Angs is it comes in a 50-gram put up, and so and I have to buy so much of it because Sam is 6'3". So by the time you do the math, you've almost bought a skein of Beaverside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's my only thing. Because I think the Beaverside Dragon Sport is like 350 yards.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
So, I might be wrong. 320, somewhere around there. And so, Wool the Angs is like 120 yards. Oh, 137.
Well, there we go.
So, by the time you add up, it's just kind of like...
It was more just like, I don't want to spend a lot. It's more just, I want to see how it goes, and then I'll start branching.
Yeah. If he actually wears it.
Right. Yeah. If he wears it, if I like it, if I figured out its fit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a good point.
I want to do something really, like, basic and simple. Because, I mean, the first sweater I made for myself was actually out of wool of Annie.
Yeah. I'm also thinking that if it's a really nice sweater, that'll be it. Because Sam is a warm-natured dude. Mm-hmm. And so I think if I just satisfy, I know you're not watching, but if you are, go it. I think if I did him like one sweater, that's a really nice sweater, because he only really wears 3 sweaters a season, because it's never cold enough for him to wear a sweater. So he's not really going to ask for another sweater. So I'm like, yeah, but then...
Yeah. But you've got issues of fit and
yes, exactly.
I don't know. It took me like 2 or 3 times to get a sweater I would actually wear.
Yeah.
So I kind of just don't want to put a huge investment into something,
which makes total sense.
And I think I'm also going to do a larger gauge.
Yeah.
Sweater. Like I'm just going to let's just jump in, do something that's not overly ambitious because I wanted to make him a big fisherman sweater because like again the same thing. I want to make him a really nice one.
Yeah.
But I got really intimidated and then never cast anything on.
Yeah.
Like, I actually gave him a fisherman, like a swatch of some cable knitting for Christmas one year. And then, of course, that was it.
Yeah. And you got kids.
Yeah, I had kids somewhere.
I have another shawl and needles.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't care. It's a follow... I'm watching the clock because I'm going to dinner.
Yes.
It's a follow your arrow.
Oh, what?
But I'm not very far on it. I just started the first clue last night, or the night before last. So I'm just going to show it to you next podcast when you can actually see what's going on. How about that? I do want to show you, I did finish the second sleeve of my palm. My palm to pin.
Oh, I was in the last podcast. I want to see it in real life.
So, yeah. It's Cascade 220 Superwash Sport. It feels so good, right?
Oh, I have to get some of that.
My only qualm about this yarn is, I don't know if I've talked to you about this before. You're just going to hear it again.
Is this the
it's a 50.
Oh, that's the posting.
Yep. It's a 50. It's so easy to make it seem. It's a 50-gram hank.
Yep.
134 yards.
Oh, that's a pain. So that's a lot more.
For a sweater. Like, it's
a lot
one thing if you're like,
like 14 pizza.
It's one thing if you're knitting like an accessory. It's another thing if you're knitting a sweater. So Cascade, you need a bigger flap. I don't understand any of that. Sarah from Copper Cordy actually spent some time. Like I asked her the question, like, because the way that the yarn comes to dyers is different than how we get it. Obviously, like we don't
get it on the cone.
They get it on the cone, and then they determine like by yards per pound how big they want the skein to be, you know? But
But a company as big as Cascade, they probably get it totally differently. So, I mean, it's not like they get cones, then dye it, then send it to you.
But is it a consumer thing? Like, we're just going to sell it as a 50-gram skein.
Well, because Cascade is kind of the budget yarn, so to sell it as a 50-gram skein, that means it can still be under $10 a skein.
But their prices have just gone up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's close to not going to
For 50 grams.
and I bought this when my LYS was closing years ago, and then it's been in my stash ever since, and it was always going to be a palm pin. But I like it. I just don't like
Winding.
the winding. And so
It's really pretty.
that's why I just decided, that's why I was winding it by hand, because it was 134 yards. So it's just like put it around my knees at night when I'm watching TV and just wind it and be done with it. So you've seen the body of this, but it's just so pretty. I'm going to show it to you again.
Oh.
This is the collar. So it's going to, really what's going to happen is the collar is going to be seamed
Thank you.
to the back, and then the sleeves set in.
Wait a minute, let me see. Okay, so that goes there?
Yeah. It's really pretty. It's not like exact how I'm telling you to do it, but if I laid it out, you'd really see it.
Gotcha.
And then, yeah, so I finished the second sleeve. Here we go. I'm stealing a segment, and it's for real, because it really wasn't real for real, and it's just going to have to be that way. I don't really care. One sleeve's bigger than the other.
Oh no!
Not like badly bigger than the other, but bigger than the other. Like, I can tell. Faith could tell. I laid it out, and she's like, yeah. I can tell. But when you put it on, I put it on with the shirt that I'm thinking of like styling it with for pictures. Because that's how I do. And you really can't tell. But what I think I'm going to do, I think it's this one actually, is there's a faux seam. You can't see it, but it runs like right down here. Obviously, it's a seam. It's not really a seam, it's faux seam. So it runs all the way down. And I think what I'm going to do is just kind of gather the edge stitches and just run a seam, like run a stitch through it. I think is what I'm going to do, or even fold it here. Well, I'm not sure yet. I have to really think about it.
Wait, so where is it today?
It is just bigger.
Oh, where is it bigger?
Just bigger than all.
Is it longer or
No, it's
just
wider.
everything?
Wider.
Wider.
So we'll see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it in. That's blocked, and so I like had to be really careful with blocking it because it's like I don't want to block it too big. Anyway.
Setting the sleeve in will help
So
a lot.
exactly
Because
And
as long as
so-
your armholes are the same,
Yep.
you can do a lot to the sleeve itself.
Exactly.
And you can
So-
cinch things up.
Yes. So that's what I'm going to do is
It'll be fine. They don't. If I saw them laid out, I'm sure I'd see
Yeah,
the difference.
you could
But
see
they don't
the
look.
difference, but they don't look. They don't look.
They don't look like one's going to fit and one doesn't.
Yeah.
One won't.
They definitely both fit. Like I put them on like up my arm,
Yeah.
and they fit, and it's fine. And it's I think really the only person that's going to be able to tell is me once it's on.
And that's the only person that matters. So.
Yeah, but I'm still going to wear it. It's amazing. So I looked at a couple of I've never set in a sleeve before, so I've looked at a couple of YouTube tutorials, but I don't have the brain space right now to sit down and do it. I
Yeah.
have way too much going on.
That is the more complex
Yeah.
seaming. Like, it's one thing to seam to the same
Yeah,
thing together, or even this, because it's the exact same ratio the whole time.
yeah,
But when you've got a couple things going on at the same time,
yeah. And you literally have like a round hole and like almost like
well, yeah, because like
because of the shaping. It's
at the
like
under the
horseshoe.
arm, it's
Yeah.
actually right. It's going one direction. At another point, it's actually more like you're seaming two
Yeah,
pieces. Yeah, and the ratio is different,
yeah,
or not the ratio. Like the length of the sleeve cap is actually different from the
Yeah.
armhole,
Yeah.
intentionally.
yeah. So it's gonna be fun. I just can't do it right now. I have my big exam on Friday, and I started interning and all that jazz, and I barely have the energy to like sit down and knit. I didn't pick up my knitting most of the week this week because I'm just exhausted. So when I have a minute,
Well, you need like 15 minutes. Like you need to like know you have 2 hours.
I need to like
That's hard.
lay it out on the floor. Like the YouTube I was watching was Barocco's YouTube video, and it's really Rose that's doing the thing, and she talks about like pinning it together using like the lockable stitch markers, the locking stitch markers, pinning it together to kind of have an idea of where things go. Yeah. So I need to lay it out flat, but if you look at the floor of my house, I have a 3-year-old, so it's not really going to happen right now. So we'll see. You'll see it again when it's done, I think. I'll report back to you about the sleeves, and then I'll pick up the 311 stitches for the button band, and never put buttons on it. What's going to happen? We all know how that goes.
I got my sweater.
Your sweater? Oh, your flax.
My flax.
Yeah.
And my mitts. Which I was just in the car on the way back from my sister's and listening to the Knit FM when she talked to Alana. Alana was all, make sure you weave in your ends. Let's see. Yeah. It was really, really cold the day I finished this, and I literally threw it on over my t-shirt and went to work. I didn't even do anything.
Yeah. Well, so you finished it what? Like the 2 weeks ago when it was 9 degrees?
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing.
When it was ice cold. And then I just haven't bothered to. My husband accidentally washed it, and it's really fine. So
My husband did that.
this is,
Told him he was a very lucky guy.
and then,
Because it happened to be super washed.
yeah,
I don't always
that's
knit
what
with
I
super
said.
washed. It actually fit better when it was done. It was one of those ones I had measured it,
Yeah.
and it had lengthened. So when he washed it, it actually sprung up a little.
Yeah.
I was like, he washed it.
yeah.
Because he doesn't know to check if it's super washed or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually acrylic. This is the Plymouth Coffee Beans.
Ooh.
And yeah, I had accidentally come home from work. My work uniform is a t-shirt. Taken off my t-shirt, took off my sweater with it, accidentally threw it in the laundry basket. We're getting a washer dryer next week.
That's exciting.
So he washed it at the laundromat. And
I wasn't just like,
no. I pulled
Oh my
out
gosh.
and I had it in my hand and I ran in the bedroom and I was like, you are so lucky. You almost died. He's like, what? I was like, you washed my sweater. He's like,
I just don't understand how we were doing this.
and usually
Oh, my
he pays
husband totally
attention.
understood. I was like, he washed it. And I think
Yeah.
he ate like, what, ka-chunk.
Oh,
Yeah, it immediately went
well-
to denial mode. Like, I didn't know. You shouldn't have put it in there. I'm so sorry.
Well, again, I mentioned I haven't made him anything, so he doesn't ever have to wash his hat and mittens. And the socks I made him were super washed, but they felt him to death. Yeah. But they still kind of fit him because I made them way too big in the first place. Anyway. So he doesn't really understand taking care of him. He knows the value of taking care of them, but he doesn't regularly take care of them.
Yeah, I have a separate laundry basket just for things that are knit. Like, I don't put anything
Oh, that's smart.
that's clearly in the washing machine because we don't own one.
Well, and you don't have to wash your hand knits as often.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually when I wear like a sweater or something, I put it like somewhere other than my dirty clothes, like my laundry. Just because I don't wash it that often because you don't have to. And so usually it doesn't, and he doesn't do laundry. I do laundry. So
Well, that was the other reason I didn't get all over his case because he doesn't usually do the laundry, and he was trying to help me get ahead because I'd kind of gotten married. So
yeah.
I was like,
normally it's like if he wants to throw something in the wash, it's like either his workout clothes, work clothes, or towels because we're out of towels.
Yeah.
But usually he doesn't touch the laundry because he knows. There could be stuff in there he shouldn't touch.
Yeah.
Ooh, watch those.
What are these?
These are, so it was 9 degrees. And
We did a lot that week.
I did. I pulled out.
That's the only time we knit in North Carolina when it's 9 degrees outside.
I pulled out. I had started these over the summer. They are the owl mittens.
Oh my god.
From, and you can tell which one I knit in the summer because my tension, the tension's not as good as this one. I got better at my color work as we went. But,
I mean, I can tell, but
yeah.
They're both gorgeous, but I know what you mean.
Owl mittens from the unofficial Harry Potter knits, which I guess is called Magic Wizardry or
They changed what they called it.
They changed the title so that they could sell it in more places.
Oh.
But I don't remember the exact name. But so they have owls on one side, and then on the palms, if you put them together, they're spells.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. So my sister tried to steal them from me the other day. That was
They're so
exciting.
cute.
I tried on.
Yeah.
I'm trying on all your things.
Yeah, they're a little too big for my hands, so I don't think the tension's that big a deal because that would have made them even bigger.
Right.
Oh,
But I love
They're
them.
big, like, cuddly mittens.
Yes.
They're like your hands get lost.
I was like freezing, and I was like, I must make it, and now it's like 50s.
What'd you make them out of?
They are made out of the Lucky Solid series. She does
they're
those
really
50
pretty.
gram colors,
Yes.
and it's like maybe $8 or $10 for a skein. So I noticed somebody selling some on B-Stash, and I'm like, I must buy all of this, but I'm not going to yet. But
Yeah, it's really
now,
pretty.
now that I've discovered I like color work socks, it's might be.
that might be a thing.
That's really
Might
cool.
be a thing.
And then
Is it super wash?
I can't remember.
I feel like it's not.
I don't think it is.
That's really soft knot.
Yeah.
But it doesn't quite feel super wash. It doesn't quite
Yeah,
feel
it
slick
feels-
enough.
doesn't feel
a little bit
slick
stiffer. Yeah.
Well, and you don't really want. I mean, I've done color work in super wash, but
Yeah, it was.
You
it
want
was
that.
definitely more grabby.
you want it to be grabby.
So I don't think it was super wash, but yeah. So that's those. I had started them back when I was in Harry Potter House Prep, and that never finished.
There you go.
At
Sorry.
least they're finished.
Yes. And then I did a couple random hats, but that's okay.
Is that it?
That's all I brought up.
Oh, okay. Well, I finished my sister's sock head out of.
Just stuck in it.
It's amazing though.
That's really pretty.
It's like I love it.
Did you shorten the ribbing?
No.
That's the. I couldn't do that.
It's not that bad.
Oh, I could do that.
I tried.
I
and
hate ribbing.
Here, the moms here. The more mindless knitting, the better.
The
Yeah.
ribbing just drove me crazy. The stockinette
Oh.
I could do, but the ribbing I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do 2x2. I am a massive 1x1 fan because
Now if it was in seed
Yeah.
stitch, we would be going somewhere.
That's true.
This is Unwind Yarn Company
That's really pretty.
twinkle sock in the dandy colorway, and once again, that's really
It's showing
blue.
up super blue.
Really blue.
Yeah, it's more like that radiant orchid, like
Yeah.
a grayish version.
Yeah,
of
the
radiant
last
orchid.
podcast, I got the color to show up really well once I like dealt with the light, but
Well, and the light's changing.
it's the
the
sun's going down.
setting.
So it actually, so I knit this for her. Her birthday was Thursday. We are 3 days and 3 years. Well, 3 years and 3 days apart. And I actually knit it because the dark purple matched her winter coat, and then she went and got another winter coat
Oh.
that's gray.
Oh.
And so it's actually going to look perfect, I think, because
Oh.
there's like, it's definitely a gray
It's a gray purple.
purple, and so it's going to look perfect. The ends are weaved in, just not clipped, so I need to block it. But it's great. I think it's going to look really awesome on her. I'm excited to give it to her. She's getting, do you guys look at She Reads Truth at all?
Yeah.
I ordered her the Esther Bible study, and the front cover is actually almost the same color.
Oh,
so
that's
it's going to
cool.
match, which
That's
is crazy.
really fun.
It was not intentional at all. A friend just said, do you want to order one? And I said, oh, I want one for myself and one for my sister. So she's going to get that for her birthday. So that's why she's not gotten it yet, because the Bible study's not here. But yeah.
That's really cool.
I also got a new winter coat. So
Ooh.
I thought it would be fun. Michelle Owls on Instagram was knitting the Drecky hat by Shannon Cook of Love and the Mommyhood, and it's a paid for pattern, and it
That's
is,
really pretty.
I don't know if this is moss stitch, I think.
It depends on who you talk to.
I think it's moss stitch. It's not seed stitch. Well,
No, that's seed
no,
stitch.
it's seed
That's
stitch.
totally seed
I
stitch.
think it's blocked out. But there's like seed stitch little triangles. And so it actually matches my new winter coat. So I knitted it up in like 2 days. I attached, Michelle Owls was knitting it, and she attached a pom-pom, and I didn't attach it well enough because now it's falling off. So I need to go back and fix it. But I added a pom-pom
cute
to
pom-pom.
it. So yeah, I just pulled it out this morning.
Ooh, that reminds me. I should bring out my pom-pom maker.
But I did stretch it a good bit in blocking just because I wanted a little bit of a slouchier hat. I probably could have added another pattern repeat, another repeat of the triangles, but I didn't. I probably should
No,
have.
I think it would have.
But I like a slouchier hat. I don't
That's
like
true.
it
If you
like-
wanted it slashier, it might be.
Yeah. So I blocked it out a good bit, and I'm excited to see what it looks like. It hasn't been cold. Well, it was yesterday, but it hasn't really been cold enough to wear a hat, I don't think. I had my monster cowl on yesterday, and that was perfect. So, yes.
That's the North Carolina. You can kind of get away with not wearing a whole lot of winter wear.
Yeah. We're only like winter wear, like really winter wear for like
2-3 weeks.
2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, depending on the year. But, and then I got a birthday present today that I wanted to show you. This is what Faith got me for my birthday. And it's yarn. You can't see it, and it's backwards, so it doesn't matter. But it's the yarn diet rules, which I don't yarn diet because Maria and I were talking about this. We don't have the budget to spend to have to yarn diet. So it's cute, though. Faith knows I love my coffee, and I love a big mug of coffee,
Yes.
especially now that I've transitioned to a French press instead of the Keurig.
Oh, yes.
So, and it's from No Makers. I didn't know she was even doing mugs, but
I love it for that little girl on the front eating
Yeah.
a bowl of yarn.
I love it. Oh, can you see?
That's cute. That's so cute.
So awesome. So awesome. So yeah. It says yarn diet rules. Acrylic is like the artificial sweetener. Life's too short to not use the real stuff. 2 mini skeins equals 100 calorie pack of cookies. They hardly take up any stash space. For maximum weight loss, knit the bulky stuff first. Sock yarn is intended for useful attire. It doesn't count. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that one. All yarn is high in fiber, ergo, and it is good for you. So yes. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's adorable.
Anything else? Maria pointed out that we were 3 girls in hipster glasses.
Usually the only person in the room wearing glasses.
No,
Not
this
today.
time.
I'm in good company today.
starting to get a little bit old.
Yep.
Anyway,
So,
we're going to dinner. Thank you so much for coming by, hanging out with me and my house guests. It's been a blast. Faith and I have been talking about this forever,
Yeah.
and we were coming up here to see Maria, and I was like, Maria, you want to be on a podcast too?
yay.
So I have a couple of other people that I'm thinking about as like guest hosts. So if we can just figure out the timing of that, then that'll work well. But it's so good to have friends to talk to instead of just a camera. I mean, you're there, obviously, but right now you're not.
Creates a little more chemistry.
Yeah.
Having other people there.
So anyway, you're awesome. We'll see you soon. And yeah, bye.